friends, and welcome to Dalton, here with Casey and I in Rail Moments. Get in your seat and hurry. Green light, horn, let's go. That green light you saw was Norfolk Southern on the Atlanta North District line. Let's get set up, let's get ready, let's roll some action here. There's the old control tower in your view.
Clear 2 times. Dalton Air southbound 29.
29A coming our way. Skulls. Check out how big those glasses are. He's got a big expression. Thor, if I read that right. Hey, check out the green guy. Here's a lot of paint. That's a double rail car. Here comes Lucas, first train. ICH. There's a sad looking guy. Last Thoughts Port. GATS. Oh, check out the skeleton with the Indian headdress on. Oh, check out this purple guy. Hey everybody, welcome to Rail Moments. I hope all of you guys are having a fantastic day. And in case you didn't know, it is only 143 days to Christmas. Yep, that's right. That's all the time you have left. And 29A is headed south. And did you guys see that huge wave from that cool conductor? Now that is my kind of train team. He gave you guys a huge wave, and to make sure you saw it all, he used a great big piece of paper, white, 8.5 by 11, and he gave you guys one massive wave. So 29A on the Atlanta North District line is heading south, rolling on. So, everybody, glad you're here. We are looking south at the moment. The light's covered up by that tree, CSX, the W&A line, off to Atlanta by way of Marietta. And let's see what other exciting cities on there. Cartersville. And then on our Atlanta North District line, from here they'll make kind of a swing, go through Sugar Valley, down to Rome, Georgia, and then back across over to Atlanta. So, a huge thank you to that awesome, awesome train staff for that massive wave to each and every one of you here on August 4th, 2025. Lori, if you're watching, happy birthday to you. Tony, it's always good to see you. Thanks for being on. Everybody else, let me see all who's here. We do have some sighting cars. We do have some cool people hanging out with us next door. So we got a crowd, but there's still room. There's at least 4 more parking spaces available for y'all to come on down. And CSX has a train on the siding tonight. And guess what? Laser forever. So, you figure out what that means, but the E's a little tip, but it's an LASER. And then there's a dollar sign. And then there's more dollar signs in the forever. Now, as you know, the translation of rail art can be a complete secret and an art. But if you all figure it out, you tell me. So, everybody sit back, get comfortable, relax, and we have a couple more things to do to set up, and then we are going to rock and roll. We with the plural, because all y'all are hanging out. How you guys?
Good, how are you?
Every day of my world is like living right in the center of paradise.
Right, yeah, me too.
You guys did phenomenal with some of your stuff this week.
Hey, thanks. Appreciate
You want to say hi to everybody?
that. No,
You sure?
I'm a little shy.
You have one of my shirts?
We do,
Okay.
yeah. Hard, she wears them all the time. I hardly
We just want to make sure you're dressed for the occasion if you would like.
yes, thank you so much.
Yep, there's a little bit of stereo. Hello, Tony. Hi, Robert. Hey, Jonathan. How are you? Andy's hanging out with us. He said, tell y'all hello. He's got the camera that can take a picture of a gnat at 118 paces, let me tell you. Tony, what is it that you're looking for before you go to bed? And what time you going to bed, Tony? I know you get up before I even think about rolling over. I'm going to let you guys study the lights a little bit. Let's kind of get you all up here, because I am going to sneak dinner in here real quick. The doctor says I have to eat earlier. The wife says I have to eat earlier. Everybody tells me what it is that they think I need to do. Doctor this morning said, Mike, we got to negotiate this coffee thing. That was after I had a conversation with the nurse. Hey, can we do best out of 3 on the blood pressure? No, she said, what you get the first time is what you're going to get. I said, well, okay. So then we moved to the scales. I said, how about a shoe credit? She said, a what? And I said, a shoe credit. Credit for the shoes. You know, you're weighing me, not the shoes. And she looked at me and said, I said, so no best out of 3 on blood pressure, no shoe credit. How am I ever going to pass this? And she said, well, you can discuss it with the doctor. And if he wants to give you a shoe credit, fine. If not, no shoe credit. And that is exactly how it ended up. No shoe credit and no best out of 3. He said, Mike, your score is so poor already, it doesn't make any difference if we do it best out of 4. And then we got 2 more prescriptions. Oh boy, how excited am I? Anyhow, it is August 4th, 2025. We are live. We are Trackside. We are in Dalton. We got a crowd, but like I said, we got 1, 2, 3. We still have 5 more parking spaces if you guys want to race down here, because there's a rumor we're not going to have any rain before 9 o'clock. And then at 9:15, because you can see, Mama Bear, you are not going to get a sunset tonight. I'm not even sure which way west is, because there is no sun. Hasn't been any sun all day, but hey, so far we're dry. That makes Andy and I happy, and it's a good day in paradise if we don't have to go back underneath the parking deck. So everybody get comfortable, get set. We got just a couple more things to do, and then we will be ready to go. Y'all hang on to your seatbelts. We're spinning left. There you go. Atlanta North District, northbound signal indication. So once 29A gets out of the way going south, here at the 40 mile post on the Atlanta North District, we have agreed. So Laser Forever, hanging out over there on CSX line. And we got green signal indication. For those of you watching the bird cam, 277, CSX 277 is coming north through Graysville on the bird cam. And I've not heard a train number yet on the scanner for our northbound NS train. Those of you listening to the bird cam, there's Horn. For those of you listening to the bird cam, they want them going ringing and blowing because they're getting close to Interstate 75 where the construction is overhead of the tracks. So they have ringing and blowing orders. Make lots of noise. Can't get any more fun than that unless you have a patrol car to play with. Well, there is a little noise from behind us on the other scanner. Got one in my ear and one on the truck. So we got horn on cam number 2. Well, actually, that'd be horn on cam number 1. And we have horn here on cam number 2. So, we got horns everywhere. Got a train in my ear as one goes past the bird cam. And we got one coming through Dalton right now. That guy looks mad. Woo. Hey everybody, well that was pretty cool. He didn't hang out for a long time, but at least he was a fun time. We got his two great big oversized there, 3 locomotives, all kinds of horns salute. So sometimes you just have to make the best of the short things, and that was one right there. Northbound, so you guys up, and Cohutta and Varnell. Varnell be first, Cohutta second. Get ready, you got some high and heavies coming your way. 3 locomotives on the head end. And did you see the real guy? He was almost scary. I mean, big old teeth. That was pretty cool. Now, back to business. If you guys did not, if anyone's on that has not seen last night's live from the studio, you got to do so. Don't walk. Don't sit down. Run to whatever you watch the internet on and check out last night. We had 99. That's 2 nines. 1 short of 100 submissions last night. And we had everything from A to Z, up to down. And man, we had some of the coolest stuff. And there was stuff I didn't even know what some of it was. And we had, I can't tell you how much cool or how many cool things there were last night. From a rich guy's train to a train that was back from the 50s. I mean, we had something of everything last night. So if you've not watched last night's live from the studio, please do so. It's like rail fanning on steroids. Now this guy's got his truck open, but he doesn't know how to turn it off. Oh, there he goes. He finally found the button and got it to work. So, back to, if you've not watched last night, you can take a tour around the country from north to south, east to west to see some stuff that was just phenomenal. That's the best way I can put it. And then today, Casey released the top 8 on, as he always does. Whoa, we got a commercial in the ear. Hang on. We have the bird cam scanner on one of the monitors, and I wear it in my ear so I can kind of keep track of some of the different things going on. But anyhow, last night, or the short from last night, the top 8 picks were released today at 5 o'clock. If you've not checked out that short, do so. Last week's short was so cool. 1.9 thousand people looked at the shorts last week, or looked at that short from last Sunday. So you don't want to miss what we managed to get. And a special thank you to everybody that sent something in yesterday, because it made it so much fun. Put Casey on a timetable. He had to go quick. He only looked up a few things. He couldn't take the pressure of not looking a couple of them up. We had some incredible art, and one of the coolest ones that we didn't pick, but it was really cool. You must be this tall, which was at a 5-foot mark, in order to paint on this train car. Now that is too cool. So anyhow, we're back trackside. Anybody have any questions, please shout them out. If it's your first time, have a good time. We only have a couple rules. If the scanner talks, I try not to. Have fun. Tell a friend. And if you have any questions, somebody is on here that should be able to answer your questions. So don't hesitate to ask. So let's have a good time. We're going to stay till 9 o'clock tonight. I think for the first time in how many weeks, you guys? Kid said it the other day. We like live in the monsoon belt because we've had rain non-stop here in our area. And these are the signals for the southbound traffic. Back there, northbound traffic. I'm going to finish dinner. And yes, it is 143 days to Christmas. If you aren't excited, call me. By the time I'm done with you, you will be excited. Because if you don't get excited, Santa may not come. And you don't want that. Because in one of these rail cars is my new camera that you guys are going to say, whoa, when we get it. That will be after Ray figures out how to teach me to use it. And let me tell you, that is 7 shades of scary. Fly, get out of my lunch. Y'all haven't tried the dinners from Publix? Do so. Man, are they good. And inexpensive. Hey, Crash. All right, just for a change of scenery, I'm going to focus for a moment on some train art. Y'all can count how many dollar signs are on that rail car. right. How are you tonight, sir? We have adopted a pesky fly, so we have a solution for him. He doesn't want to leave, so one of us, and only one of us, can claim this territory. Those are some cars on the CSX sighting. Maybe we'll get to see the local come out tonight. You never know. It's kind of like looking for a groundhog at night. You know he's going to come out of the hole. Just are you going to be able to see him when he does? Once upon a time, there's a couple more tracks here. But, as John told you guys, they tore them up. But by popular demand, we all voted some time back, there are enough tracks here to still call this the Dalton Rail Yard. Now I got the fly swatter out, I can't find the fly. Oh, now he's back, but he won't land. Y'all want to watch? All right. We'll set up a little bait for him. Since I ate dinner, he doesn't want to land now. Fly swatter ready? Now he's camera shy. Can you believe that? We have a napkin with some smell on it. We have the iced tea Gold Peak. We're not sponsored by Gold Peak, but the doctor goes, Mike, you drink coffee. This is the heart doctor today. I said, yeah, doc, I do. How many? Depends on how early I get up. Someplace between 2 and 5. Well, he said, that's got to change. How about 1? I said, Doc, you got to be kidding. 1 cup of coffee? That's like no effect. So we negotiated a coffee credit, got him up to 2. Next question, do you smoke? I said no, so we didn't have to negotiate there. Do you drink? I said socially, so we had to negotiate a number there. And then we get to, do you have sodas? I said no, not really. I just do unsweet. Well, I did tell him I do iced tea. Next question, with or without sugar? I said without. So we negotiated down to no more than 2 Cokes a week, no more than 2 cups of coffee per day, nothing out of a vending machine, nothing that comes in saran wrap. Oh, there he is. There he is. He's back. I don't know if y'all can see him. Oh, there he is. Circling, circling. Got him! Right there. He's got part of my dinner in him, but that's it. We're not doing this anymore. All right. That took care of that, you guys. 1 fly down. There's production 6. I guess it makes sense I should close the doors. Now, if his brother comes, I'll let y'all know. We'll go back to catching the next one. Which way y'all want to look? By a show of hands and typing the word or the letter N, we'll look north. Or raise your left hand or type the letter S and we will look south. So until y'all vote, we're going to look in the middle where laser is going to be forever. If y'all have not visited the bird cam, do so. If you want to keep up with what's going on, there's a train with an air leak someplace right now. I haven't heard the rest of the details, but I have that scanner on. But you guys can listen to the bird cam, kind of anything that's going on anywhere around Chattanooga, all the way down to here. You can hear when they clear the next one across the diamond, etc. and so forth. So it's a really, really cool way to keep up with everything that's going on. I keep it on at work. Kind of low, but I do keep it on so I can hear it. But then when the train comes blasting through and they tell them to blow and ring and, uh-oh, there goes somebody's car. That's not good. It's called a repair bill. There's never enough money in the checking account. So we're back to laser forever. We're waiting on you guys to vote north or south, and no dessert. He did give me this conversation about moderation. I said, Doc, moderation to me is 1 a day. No, Mike, moderation is every now and then. You can have something for dessert once a week of significance. So it's Brewster's. So every Sunday Brewster's is still on the list. The rest of the time, cake is off the list, except for Ain't Right and Tony. When we all go to that Mexican restaurant, we're having cake, but don't any of you call my doctor. And as long as he doesn't find out, we just won't tell him about moderation. And then when he sees my scores, then he'll know. But until then, we're going to have some fun with that. Let's see, I think we're going to have vanilla cake, chocolate icing. Isn't that what we decided on, Tony? There in the big town of Cowan, Tennessee, where you will find one of the coolest railroad depots ever and some of the greatest folks there, including Brian. If you've not checked out Brian's channel, please do so. Train Nut Productions. That's train nut, like what goes on the end of the bolt, Productions. What so many of y'all do. If anybody's in the Dalton area, we still got 4 parking spaces left. Crash is here, so we lost 1. We did have 5 spots. Come on down. Hang out with us. Wave. More people we have waving, the bigger the horn salutes will be. As y'all saw, 29A, our first train going south tonight, not only did we get a massive horn salute, we got a great, huge, big wave from the conductor. And to make sure that we could see us, he waved at us with a white paper. Next time I'll have to throw some gloves up there that have yellow and red on so he can wave stop and go to us. But anyhow, we're back. We're trackside. Y'all sit back, because that's what I'm going to do. And if another fly comes, I'll let y'all witness my keen eye and quick, direct targeting. All right, the vote is for north. So you guys, north it is. I had the most votes were N. So the N's win. And if you're a CSX train and you need water, there's your water stop. There's the old control tower. John can tell you about some of the cool trains that used to stop here. And John can also tell you what they used to do from that tower. And right on the other side of that is the old passenger depot, where all the cool trains going through here used to stop, and folks would get on and off. And in the background, yes, that is a modern day green dumpster. How exciting is that? And look how close that thing is to the train tracks. Train versus dumpster. Oh. Scary thought. Put a dent in that big green dumpster. All right. As you can see, 40-mile post on the NS track. And we're about the 99.04 here on the W&A. The W&A, which is where the General went back in 1863. The track right there, this one. Right here. He went right up there on his way to Tunnel Hill with everybody chasing him till he got to Ringgold, and then things didn't work out too well. And if you've never been to the National Cemetery up in Chattanooga, there's an incredible monument in honor of the Raiders, and some of them are buried in a circle around there. All the people in the Raiders group that day, everyone was a military volunteer except Andrews himself. He was a civilian. Rumor had it he was a double agent for both sides, but that day I guess the North paid the most, and he caught him a train, snatched that train down there at Big Shanty during breakfast while everybody was having their bacon and eggs. He rolled out of town with the General. So you're looking north. I'm going to have a seat. I'm going to catch up with what everybody's got to say. If anybody's trackside, let us know. All right, guys, I know you all wanted to pick northbound, but guess what? We got southbound green. About time for 29F, John. Have you guys met? If not, that's Crash. Andy, you're not, hey, you're not in the way. You can come on up. Okay. You're not in the way at all. Okay, but yeah, I love people in my pictures.
And the next time, what we do is check it out here and then go to wherever we're going. And that's why we leave and come back to the lake. We'll probably go after this one and find a place after the signal's changed in.
I'll be here till 9 tonight.
Okay.
But yeah, always feel free to be up in here. Don't, because you know it's about real time, and you know, and some of the people on the picture lines, they get all tore up. It's like, breathe, guys. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. You feel better. There's only so much you can do right here with.
And tough with tonight's overcast.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe it didn't get rain tonight. They really thought we were going to be wet tonight, but it says not more than 5% chance.
Well, I'm thinking about doing is catching that bridge up there. Like, I guess that's 41 to the north bypass past the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to catch a southbound CSX coming. I've caught the northbound, but I want to catch the southbound better. It's a better shot. But
have you been up to Tunnel Hill?
Mm-hmm.
Have you been down at the end where the fence stops? I love that spot. You know, they built that new venue, and down where the fence ends and the dumpster is, everybody, you know, because a lot of times the gates are locked. Right there, you got the tunnel, straight shot into the tunnel, and then you got the switch and the light as it comes in. And it's real wavy, and if you catch a train on it, it's kind of like, you know, it's going every different direction. And then if you have a southbound that they're holding, he'll sit just short at the crossing there. So you always get a slow roll and he goes south, and it's really cool. And you got a great shot into the tunnel there.
Mm-hmm.
But the switches are just, you know, like, is he gonna tip over or not? I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, I've noticed that. It's a lot of uneven stuff.
It makes you wonder, how those big double stacks, you know, you got all that weight up there.
How they don't
And, you know, and they don't go boop. And what the suspension system is on one of those.
It must be pretty decent.
Well, there's a little dramatic. Squirrel must be up there. There's a squirrel that goes from this side to that side. He uses that side of the overpass, and when you're in the parking deck, you can see him. But he'll go from this side to that side, and he runs along the side of the bridge, so he doesn't get hit by the traffic, and he goes over the train. He's pretty cool, smart little feller.
Yeah.
Well, she was yelling. We don't know what the occasion was. Doesn't look like she's overly happy with him. They are having a discussion. He obviously is not winning. He obviously is not listening either, but I'll stay out of that one. Let's see if we can see him come across. I don't think so. But if they go back across, we'll pick up on part 2. And good luck to him. I think he's going to need it. And yes, we were just talking, that is the bridge that the squirrel crosses on the side of to avoid the trains and the traffic. Oh, there they are. Let's see, where'd they go? Hang on, there we are. Don't touch me. Yeah, good luck, my friend. All right, we're back to our green and our bridge and no squirrel. Stay tuned for part 2. Yeah, I cannot believe it's this temperature on.
Oh, I know.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
This has been such an odd summer.
Mm-hmm.
And rain, every time I turn around and write another check to the long guy, not that, he deserves it, but grass just won't stop.
Oh, no.
I hate to be a farm person.
This is the northbound view. And so that's good, but the other is better.
And that's right up
in my opinion.
That's, is it before or after, if you're going follow the tracks up, is it before or after 75? It's this side of 75.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
I know, I think what you're talking about.
It's this side of the north bypass. So it's 41 where 41 comes out into the bypass.
Okay.
Just past the hospital and the jail. And it's wide enough, we shoot it from the van. So it's a good place.
When you did your tour up in Chattanooga that day, did you find any spots to get back into? Was that you that was looking for you were trying to find some shop places, wasn't that you?
Yeah. I was trying to find the north end of the tunnel.
Yeah,
what would be the west end of the tunnel?
Yeah, well, they consider it north-south there, so they call it the south and north end. Yeah, the north end, the south end comes out right there at Waxahachie Woodlands. And if you go up into Waxahachie Woodlands, you go all the way to the very end where the pool and the clubhouse is, right down, or literally right down there and slightly to the right is where it comes out, but there's no way to get to it. And then the other end you can only see parked on 75. And when in the winter, when the leaves are all gone, you can see it really well. And they get so incredibly protective of that property there. I mean, and since it's close, they report you in a heartbeat if you're over there. Everybody always wants to do stupid stuff like go in the tunnel, and so they're very guarded with that over there. And then back there in the back of Waxahachie Woods, that's where one track crosses the other, and that's a cool place, but there's too many trees and stuff during the summer to get a good shot of it. And there's also a picket line. before the Civil War, and supposedly there was a walkway there. So I decided I'd rent the brand new one because it's a railroad themed condo that's right on the track. But you have to sign, and without exaggeration, at least a 4-page contract. I mean, it's everything to how many times you can breathe on. I mean, it is incredibly.
So you was thinking about moving there?
No, I was gonna just rent for the weekend, and I was gonna film live off the deck. And one of the things in the contract was there's no live filming without approval, and no production without approval, and what have you. And since we are a monetized channel, we have to stay on the legal side of things. And so I called them up and said, hey, I was thinking about staying. Well, you can only stay if we approve it. Well, I said, it's a live event. And so how do you approve something that's live? I'm just filming the trains. It's not like I'm filming your, nope. Unless we can approve it, you'll be in violation, and that gives us legal action against you for doing it from our property. And it's like, well, I can see this is not the place for me to stay for the weekend, and it's a really cool place. But they were just.
So is there views from those condos? Or
Yeah,
whatever?
if you drive back all the way
Can you
back
drive in there without getting in trouble?
Yeah, it's a public access.
Okay.
Nobody's ever, it's kind of a 1-lane road, but you can go in and you can drive all the way up to the clubhouse and turn around there.
Mm-hmm.
But they just finished a condo that's, you can see it, it's a double, you park, they got a carport, and it's the one closest to the tracks, and that's right there where the bridge, the two of them cross. And that's the only point on that side of Chattanooga where you can see every train. And the rest of it, they split the tracks so they aren't side by side anywhere until they get over to 23rd Street, where the Coker Tire, that section in there, that's one place you can see every single train coming east or west. But then after that, like I said, the tracks split in different directions. And if you go out to Old Waxahachie Pike, where the joint line is and the AGS is, any train that goes into Waxahachie goes on a cut through on the back side, and you miss the CSX trains. So if something, we'll just say something particular, let's just say you're chasing the CSX Heritage, and it's got to go into the yard, it comes across that bridge down the ways, comes across, goes in along the mountain, that's the pass-through track, and then does its work in the yard, and then it goes out, and it never is up at Old Waxahachie Pike, so it can get past you. So you can't get every train there. And that rail yard's long, but there's no place that you can get to, because it's all factories and warehouses and stuff, so there's no place you can go back there legally. And then it goes out and around, and then all those areas, especially all that stuff is posted. So, but there's some really, have you gone up to Whiteside Tunnel in that section?
No, but I passed there Saturday. I went to Albertville and then come back around the long way, and I passed by there. And
there's some there's some beautiful spots over there. And if you go to Whiteside Tunnel, we have a video that's got 30 places to rail fan from. One of them is, if you do what's my 3 words, or what 3 words, it's a free app. If you put those 3 words in, it will take you to every 15-foot square area in the world can be tracked to my 3 words. So if you're like if I'm out in the middle of nowhere, which is where I am a lot of times, I can send Casey my 3 words. He knows exactly where I am. Or if Ray wants to catch up with me, because he does a lot of our photography, it takes him to a 15-foot square section. And it tells you where to go, because if you're going on, and I forget the name of the route, 151 or whatever, you'll see leaving Hamilton County, and you'll see arriving in whatever that next county is. The tunnel has about from there to there, opening in the trees, and it's a little mud hole, and there's about a drop about this big off the road where you go off to get to the because the water has washed it out, and that's where Whiteside Tunnel is, and it's just a couple miles before the old Whiteside Bridge, which they burnt after the Civil War, but the trestles are still there. The trestle bases are still there, and then shooting it across. Then you've been out to Nickjack Lake, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a super place. Have you been to the cemetery, Everett Cemetery? Right after the joint line goes where you get off of 75 to go to where they're building that new outdoor thing there. It's right before you get to Nickajack, right before you get to the 24 Briggs to across. At that, it goes from 2 to 1, and there's a public road. It's a public road. It goes back to the cemetery, and the cemetery is just like this.
Okay, I passed that cemetery because I come that way, because I come through Bridgeport and what is that, 299 into 11?
Yeah, I have to look
something.
at my maps.
But I thought I
know it by
saw
sight.
Evans Cemetery.
Yeah, it's a little bitty
sign.
place in the back of nowhere, and you've got the signal lights right here. The cemetery parking lot is literally, there's the cemetery, here's the parking lot, and there's the 2 tracks. And you got all the lights in, super spot. And then it goes out along Nickajack Lake, and you got signals there. And then, have you been to Bridgeport?
Well, I went through there Saturday. I mean, yeah.
Did you go over where the tracks are?
No.
Bridgeport is phenomenal. First of all, the old trestle that used to be the railroad bridge, they turned into a walking bridge. So you can walk all the way across the Tennessee River. The current today railroad track is that far from the walking bridge. So you can walk across the entire Tennessee River that far away from the railroad bridge.
Oh, yeah.
And when you go to Bridgeport, there's a walking park, and you can go to the other end of it, which is where this bridge is. You can park there. There's tons of room. You got all the signal lights, so you can see everything that's coming into town. But where it curves in, you can stand here and look all the way across the Tennessee River, and the train's coming straight at you. And then when it gets to you, it makes it bend like this. And so any train that's coming out of Bridgeport, it's coming right at you. And you got a bunch of sidings like this. It's an incredible spot. Now for me, for the line, there's no signal. There's no cell service in Bridgeport. I don't know what those poor people do. I have to go satellite. That's the only way I can go live, is by satellite. But it's just, and it's so historic because the Trail of Tears, they went across that bridge. But the train comes straight at you and then turns both directions. And as it goes into town, like I said, you have all the sidings that go off. And in the afternoon, a lot of times, the local comes over and works and pulls the train cars in and out.
Oh, yeah.
So, but Bridgeport is phenomenal. And they have a really beautiful depot. And there's the old, what's the name of that? There's a short line railroad there. I forgot
I
what the
saw
name of
a
it.
switch around that last place you started, the Evans Cemetery. Somewhere in that
Yeah, there's a
area.
switch there. Yeah, it's Lag Switch Cemetery, I think it is. And it's totally legal up there. It's public road, everything. I think it's called Lag Switch Cemetery. And so Bridgeport's phenomenal. The whole section. If I go up that way, I'll tell you one day.
Okay, yeah.
And then
something like that.
you made over to Stevenson, right?
Yeah, I mean, I used to cave, so I used to go over to Stevenson a
Yeah,
lot.
I
I'm kinda
love Stevenson
familiar
because
with
it's
it.
one of the few hotel depot combinations left, and it splits the train, so it's really cool because you get the backdrop of the train, of the building settings there for trains. Here comes our northbound. All right, everybody, we got Horn. Andy and I are talking about all kinds of cool places where you would want to go rail fan. And if you've not watched our video, it talks about the 30 cool spots to rail fan in our area. Make sure you do, because it's everything from luxury to rough. And literally, It's just a hole in the woods where you can go to watch. All right, we got horn, we got action. Let's go, everybody. Should be about time for 29F. Looks like this could be 29F, you guys. He'll be a 3x0x0, or he'll be a 1x2x0. And John will tell you if it is, there'll be UPS trailers on the back of him. He rolling on, guys. 3 up front. Well, my vote was that was 29F. Just as he called on the radio, he blasted the horn, so I did not hear it. But we'll listen to see if he calls South Dalton. And we are back, currently looking at the southbound lights. For the moment,
E371 ever. CSX is ready for you, ever.
got another one right behind him. You guys saw we got Amber on the bottom. Pretty soon they'll move him up. We'll watch the chain of lights go through the series. And dispatch has already said, told CT that they are ready for him. So our next southbound for NS is rolling hot on the heels of what I assume was 29F. 3 up front and a whole bunch of Christmas presents, because it's only, you guys know how many days? Come on, somebody make me proud. Oh, Conrail 1976 just passed through Cowan, Tennessee. And now Tony's going to bed. Tony, I hope you got pictures when it went through your town.
I did run across this. Well, you probably seen this, but I run across this Saturday, which I thought was pretty cool. This guy right here. That was in Albertville on 431. Sitting on the side of the road. Man, I met a guy last night was telling me a little bit about him.
Did somebody tell you about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
A guy named Ricketts. Yeah, his thoughts about it.
Because I'm sure John can identify it. It's old, whatever it is.
Yeah. We just saw
Is it, who's sticking on the side of it? It's for ownership.
I don't know. I just seen him there and kind of shot him. There's this is one of the other ones. You can go that way.
This way or
Yeah.
that way? This way.
That way, yeah.
9401. Wow. Those are a couple of old motives. That's a cool shot. I love the lights. Now
That
push
was
over
right
the
here.
lights. Look at that dark sky.
Yeah,
Oh, that is right here, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, do you have those lights with you?
Which lights?
The ones that you put, the ones I asked you about? No, never mind. That's Dirk.
Okay.
Never mind. That was super
I think that was here.
That, I mean, when I saw it, I was like, that's my vote. And I tell you, I had a really, I mean, I was really torn between that and the devious guy, Bullwinkle's arch enemy.
Oh
or
yeah,
whatever.
that was
I
real
saw that
good.
one.
That was,
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
that
Oh.
The
was,
dynamite guy?
Yeah.
yeah, because, you know, it's so cool how they put the dynamite in the other,
The other one.
and, you know, he was always, he had he had a dog that was his,
Yeah.
the bad guy had a dog, Snively maybe, was the dog's name. That was his arch enemy dog too. And it's like, I was so torn, but the allure in that picture was, I was just, that was hands down.
I'm sure you've seen that one come through. Was my mom? I showed her that. So I was showing her that picture, and she said, "I don't see what is it." I said, "You can't read that." She said, "No, it don't say nothing." I said, "We got a problem. You don't need to be driving."
We gotta talk, Mom.
Yeah.
But yeah, there were some really, really great ones this week.
Yeah, there was that shot over that bridge with the what's the
Tara took it.
yeah the
Terrace
Briar,
Bridge.
Greenbrier.
Oh, yeah, that's a cool, and I can't think of his name, but the guy in St. Augustine's kind of the same story. He didn't have a way to get people to his resort, so he just put 22 miles of track in and brought a train and brought them in. Then he ended up owning the whole railroad on the whole coast. And it made me think of the St. Augustine story. Because the whole town's named after, I can't remember his name, but
That's pretty neat.
it was, you know, and that is definitely a presidential engine. I mean, that was really, really pretty.
Oh yeah, I've seen that on there. That's some real good pictures.
And Terry gets some, I mean, she gets a lot of cool stuff through there.
Oh, Joe, that's some serious pictures.
Mm-hmm. I think she lives right there in the lazy bed, so she just look out her window and see stuff coming and going. I never get any sleep.
We
And
live
then-
pretty close. We can go to the end of our road and sit and watch
And then
this
see
line.
It's
Yeah.
just the Norfolk Southern.
Mama Bear and Kid Outdoor live just at the top of town. So they're like from here to the bridge away from
Hey,
the
yeah,
track.
we seen their videos. That's
I
where
worked.
she works.
I worked over there.
Oh,
right,
no kidding.
Right next door to,
Yeah,
to
because
that.
she works at a store. But I think she's still in Lookout Valley. And they're in that apartment complex there. And they're like right there.
They can catch everything.
Yep. Talking about you, Kid and Mama Bear. Y'all got a front row seat to CSX. Everybody, we're holding on our amber up to the top now.
I'm waiting under that. Yeah. Oh yeah. think it was. Yeah. Something about that. Are you still interested in that bridge down there close to our house? That road that runs down there, I think that's a railroad like road.
If it's where I think it is, it's right there by Phelps, isn't it? Right by the switch, by the lumber place. Oh, then
No.
then I'm not. Then it's.
Do you know where the big engineered floor is on Lower Dugout? You know where the Carbondale Road exit is?
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah. See, I thought bridge was down by Phelps by the lumber place. I think it is, which is the southern control point for NS. Is where I thought that was.
No. No, it's further south. It's here, I'll just pull it up on the map and show you where it's at. That's a good bridge, but I don't know.
So, is the third? It's the last exit for
Dalton.
Dalton. Okay.
Yes, Carbondale Road exit. There's a pilot on that exit. There's our train coming. I can show you in a minute where.
Is it? Well, yeah, we'll do it after the train. And I still can't hear the train number he called. He's so soft-spoken. Oh my goodness. Mama Bear, there's your glowage. Got a bunch of steel coming our way. Made you look! That was pretty cool. Check out this guy, or flower. Oh, here he comes! Check out the guy in the Transformer outfit, I guess. Not sure. Oh, check out the hand. Uh-oh. His finger's got a problem. Ouch. Look what's coming up in the middle, you guys. DBU time. East meets west. Building America. Big car, little car. Shamu and little Shamu. Bug. Here comes some orange juice, you guys. All right, what was your favorite car out of all those? Anybody have a favorite? I know mine for sure. And it was incredibly artistic, but I'll let y'all go first. Anybody have a favorite on that train? My favorite on that train was the one that said, "Made you look." That was fantastic. That artwork was incredible. The way he did it, and it said, "Made you look." All right, it's time for CSX, y'all. Kid, Mama Bear, we're gonna be sending you one. Crash said, "Look, CSX got a green." CSX has a green. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Hey everybody, that was Warren. He's just kind of keeping up. He said the Southern leading is on its way back to see us. How cool is that? The Southern on the way back to Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Still going. Dalton, that's Valley Fork.
584 coming your way. see if there's anybody in one. ICH, that's the second time for that tonight. There comes a load of scrap. Sure what it said, but it sure was pretty. Ho, 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 143 days to Christmas. Empty auto racks. There goes the Golden Beaver. He glides past us. For Nanya. There's a basketball. .584, making his way around the curve and out of town where the split is, headed up to Mama Bear and Kid Outdoor, and then on up to Tunnel Hill. Those of you in Ringgold, then past the bird cam at the 122.8. We're at the 99, so you do the math. About 45 minutes from now, you will see 584 and you will hear 584 call Graysville. So, back to our perch. Where the blinking light special is now on. And we are going to start winding down. Going to give you all a 15 minutes heads up Unless there's a green, we'll catch one more. Tomorrow's an early work day at job number 1, which, as we've discussed many times, makes job number 2 possible. Good night, you guys. You get an address on that bridge. Send me the address. Okay. You got my number, right? Yeah, you got my number. Yeah, just send it to the phone. Bye, you guys. Crash, got a green. All right, everybody. Guess what Crash got for y'all? So we will catch one more before we call tonight a wrap. Andy said tell y'all goodbye. Since it's cold enough, the flies don't want to come out. We can put the fly swatter up now. everybody. Before we finish up for the night, just wanted to touch base because it is getting dark. So before we ran out of light and you couldn't see me anymore, wanted to thank everybody for being on with us tonight, August 4th, 2025. Been a fun night. Good to have everybody hanging out with us here. And always feel free to join. Mark your calendar. 143 days to Christmas. October 18th, Rail Fan Day in Cowan, Tennessee with Brian and everyone. November, let's see. November 8th, Rail Fan Day down in Irondale with Aiden and everybody. So make plans for that. Mark that on your calendar. If you did not watch last night live in the studio, please do so. I promise you, if you like trains or anything about trains, you will completely and totally enjoy every minute of the 99 submissions sent in by everybody. Just you name it. We'd have to rail fan for a whole month and we wouldn't catch all that. And y'all get to see it right there in the studio live with Casey, running all the buttons and what have you. So check out last night's live. A record number of people have already done that. And then our top 8 picks last week, 1,900 some people checked out the live in just 6 days after it was posted. And tonight's short was posted. CSX said they're now ready for them. So they've already got their green signal indication. But anyhow, last night's 8 picks are already in the short, in a form of a short. And it is really, really, really cool. I mean, really, really cool. I mean, like super fun cool. And the rich person's train, that was cool. Just all of it, everybody's ideas and catches and graffiti and everything. 99 submissions from all of you. All you do, shorts up to 30 seconds or stills. And it doesn't have to be a picture that you spent all day doctoring up. Use your cell phone. I have fantastic cameras on. It's about the catch, not the quality. Unless you're going to go in that artistic category. Then you're up for some stiff competition. Let me tell you. But anyhow, railmoments.com. Drop it in just like you're doing in a mailbox. Literally. Kind of same concept. And then Casey, every Sunday, we go live in the studio at 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. And then, like I said, our top 8. Favorite locomotive, favorite picture, most artistic picture, and best graffiti choice. And wow, the graffiti choices were off the chain. Excuse me. And last night, there was a surprise. Ray made a song for Mike. That was above and beyond cool. And I was thinking about playing it, but I'd like for y'all to go see the song that Ray put together. It had AI make for Mike being Mike. So to Casey and Ray, I appreciate that so much. That was so cool last night. It was really, really awesome. Other than that, like I said, we're going to catch one more here kind of in the dark. Our light on the tower is now on. We'll throw 2 lights up here, just quick lights. Won't make a whole lot of difference, but it'll make a little difference. been overcast all evening, so Mama Bear didn't get any sunset. Tara didn't get any sunset, or at least not from us. Tara may have had sunset up there. 70 some degrees. I think Crash and I are thinking about putting coats on. That breeze is a little chilly, surprisingly. Here we are in August, and I'm sitting on the tailgate thinking I need a light jacket. That's crazy. So, let's go ahead and throw 2 likes up real quick. And anybody got any questions, please feel free. There is always someone on this channel. Oops, I dropped my pen. There's always someone on this channel that knows the answer. And tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell a relative, tell anybody that'll listen. Check out Rail Moments. Make sure you like and subscribe, because that certainly helps the channel. Before I hit age 93, and this be my full-time job #1. And then Mrs. S will have to keep track of where Production 6 and I are every day instead of just every night. All right, everybody. I think that's it for my news. Don't know anything else exciting. It is really pretty with the lights, so let's go back and watch the tower lights till we get our train. And then we will call it a night. I guess we'll start with our, since we got variety, let's start up here. There's Crash, y'all, hanging out with us. There. Isn't that pretty? A beautiful setting. Ooh, it didn't like that, did it? Better readjust that choice. There we go. That's better. right, we are awaiting our last train of the night. Southbound on the Atlanta North District line. Here in Trackside Live at the Dalton Yard in Dalton, Georgia. The crowd is thinned out. There's just Crash, you guys, and me left. Have not heard anything out of the switcher, L808. Usually we get to hear him talking, but tonight he's quiet. He's got some cars here on the siding, but haven't seen any of those move. As we start winding down, we are going to catch one more night train before we call it a night. Back to work tomorrow to face reality at job number 1, and you guys already know that pays for job number 2. About that time crash,
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Hey, have a good one.
Do what?
Have a good one.
You two as well. It's always good to see you.
Yeah.
You guys got to hang out.
Yeah,
Had a
I'm.
pretty good night.
I've been, first time about several weeks I've been down here where it ain't been lightning. So, yeah, but I'm gonna have them screws. Have a good one.
All right, you be safe, be careful, and I'll see you between now and then.
All right.
Everybody, Crash said to tell y'all good night. He's heading out. Our southbounder's blowing the horn, going south. We're packing up production 6. And until then, we're going to let you enjoy the excitement of hanging out in the rail yard with those bright, distinctive lights. How cool is that? Is that just not a beautiful setting? As we pack up production 6, as we listen to our last train of the evening, blowing, whistling, as he makes his way southward. So it's an oblong, very sweet, disease-resistant watermelon. Well, Taylor, that's pretty good. Robert, good night. Thanks for being with us. Mama Bear, thanks for being with us too. Chuck, you take good care of the place. And you're right, everybody. Good night to each and every one of you. Thanks for tuning in. Tell a friend. Thanks for all the thumbs up. Make sure if you have not seen last night, don't cheat yourself out of something really cool. Watch last night's video and look at the collection of locomotives and all the different things in last night's live with Casey from the studio. So until tomorrow, as you already started before I even got to the question, I will see all of you guys where? Yep. Y'all already answered. See y'all at the next crossing. Thanks, everybody. Taylor, you guard those watermelon from the deer. Or whatever else eats watermelons in your garden.